Okay, so the next question is, can you
Mm.
speak to someone on the phone before you're married to get to know them?
Okay, so you have to understand, getting to know someone is something that the religion wants you to do. It doesn't want you to get to know someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, you can get to know them, how they look. How much can you look at? What can you look at? That we discussed in the marriage program, Game of Marriage. We discussed that in more detail there, inshallah ta'ala. But the sister's talking about here in terms of personality, yeah? So look, the kuffar will tell you, look, I have to go out on dates. If I don't go out on dates, I'm not going to get to know this person. If I don't get to know this person, I'm not ready to marry them. And I say that's a myth. That's a myth. Because you will never really know someone until you're married. How many people have been going out on dates for 5 years, but then the moment they get married, within 6 months they divorce? Wallahi, this is such a common thing, akhi. Because you know someone in one situation, but then you know them in another way. That's why, if I'm not mistaken, it was Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu who said that you will never truly know someone until you travel with them, or until you live with them, or until you do business with them. You can't trust them until you do business. Someone might be amazing here, but the moment you do business with this person is a thief. Someone might be amazing to go and play cricket with on the weekend, but you go and take him on a holiday or a trip, you're like, A'udhu billah, this person is someone I can't be with. Do you see? So you will never really know the person as a wife or a husband until you are with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that whole concept of I need to get to know them for ages, go out, spend time, that's a myth. Do you see what I'm saying? But what you do want to get to know is what is their compatibility. Does the person share the same interests as you? Does the person have good religion? Because a person who's got good religion will be able to take care of you. A person who's got compatibility will be able to take care of you. Find out in terms of attraction, are you attracted? Again, we'll discuss all of this in more detail in the Game of Marriage program, inshallah ta'ala, that we have freely available for all of those who are watching. So that's there. Do you see what I'm saying? But now, you don't need to know like what his favorite color is, or what her favorite color is, or what their favorite pet is. That's the kind of information you will know if you go out on dates. But that information is not relevant. You can get that basic information just by going and attending a few meetings, getting to know him, watching him, going and asking the people around his community who he is, making sure you get a good understanding of him, speaking to him in the presence of your wali, your guardian, who is your dad, right? Unless your father's passed away or something like that, you know. Then the wilaya moves on to your uncle, and then if your uncle from your dad's side has passed away or he's not around, sorry, it moves on to your granddad before, and then if your dad's father, and then if your dad's father has passed away, then it moves on to your dad's brother. If your dad's brother passed away, it moves on to your own brother, etc., 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 etc. You have the conversation in the presence of that wali. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reason I gave this whole introduction is because the whole concept of can we have phone call conversations is like, I want to get to know this person more. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not needed. Wallahi, it's not needed. And you cannot have that phone call conversation unless you do a 3-way call with your dad in there. Your dad has to be in that call. Do you see what I'm saying? It has to be your dad. Not your brother. Not your cousin. Not your friend. Right? Your dad.
That, yeah.
There's no two options. And if you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in finding a spouse, then how do you expect Allah to actually allow you to have a good marriage? Allah is the one who places love and mercy between the husband and the wife.
Yeah.
If you disobey Allah in finding a wife or a husband, then why do you expect Allah to place love and mercy? Notice how many couples are fighting and how many couples are upset and getting divorced. Or also notice how many couples disobeyed Allah in finding each other in the first place. There is a link, you see. Obey Allah in finding the right spouse, Allah will make you and that spouse happily in love forever. But inshallah ta'ala. But if you disobey Allah, then what you're expecting to find difficulty. And of course we discuss this in more detail in the Game of Marriage series. Inshallah, that's on the Muslim Survival Guide. So yeah, if you do that istighfar, inshallah, there's no reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not bring you a spouse. That's very powerful. But there's also 9 other powerful things that I mentioned in the Game of Marriage program. 9 other powerful things that will allow you to find a spouse very quickly, and to find an amazing righteous spouse at that as well. So that was 1 out of the 9. So if our brothers and sisters want to learn a little bit more, they can go to the Game of Marriage program, which is absolutely free for them right now, inshallah ta'ala, with the rest of the marriage stuff that we have from there as well. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you benefited from that short Q&A session. If you would like to learn more about marriage, inshallah ta'ala, and the various things pertaining to it that will allow you to have a healthy relationship between you and your future spouse, or your already spouse if you're already married, then I would recommend that you check out our marriage course on the Muslim Survival Guide, which is called The Game of Marriage, in which we basically go through an overview, an A to Z of the necessary important things that everyone needs to know before they get married, and for when they are actually married as a couple to have a healthy relationship. Right now that program is actually available for free. But this free offer is only available for the next 4 days. So if you would like to make use of it, please go to the link below right now and register for the course, and we'll see you on the other side, inshallah.